Hey, greetings and salutations to people of the interwebs. So today we're going to be taking a look and installing this DNA kit, which is DK-55, 55 already, Gear Master for Legacy Tigerhawk and Silverbolt. Now, I've never been one who's particularly big on doing upgrade kits for getting upgrade kits for figures because I think generally they're okay, and you get these sets that give you loads and loads of different pieces to upgrade a figure, and maybe there's two or three of the parts you think, yeah, it really benefit for that, but a lot of it is kind of just embellishment, and sometimes it feels like you're throwing good money after bad for a figure. Sometimes, yeah, just buy decent figures. But this one, I saw this, and seeing as it upgrades not one but two of the recent figures I bought, I thought, let's give it a go, shall we? So I have already taken out the instructions, so there is a tiny bit of forward planning here, but not much. So chaos could still ensue. And I know some of you viewers out there like chaos, like we almost lost this bit here, which is an extra battle mask. So this is primarily what we get here. Some bits for Silverbolt, and most of it is for leader class Tigerhawk, who is what we're going to start with. So these are the instructions. We'll go with the Tigerhawk start part, and right. I'm trying to think if there's like a flow that we need to do. So I presume we start here, and we go down until down until we finish. So here's our guy. Oh, gone off on a wobble there. He's all right, isn't he? And now we're gonna stick some extra bits onto him. So looking at these instructions, the first thing we put in are the wing fillers. All filler, no filler, apart from these bits, which are filler. Here we go. We take these bits out, and these holes here in his wings, yeah, that's just gonna stick in like that. Matches the colour perfectly, at least to my Gen X eyes. But there you go. Yep, I mean that looks, especially seeing as this is the way the wings face in robot mode. I think that's fair. That's fair. Got some nice details, little turbines, just some tech and stuff. And once those are in, you'll never kind of realise that that's an extra piece that's come from an upgrade kit, really. Then part two is we're gonna put some extra claws on. And these are probably be more suited in the tiger mode, but they do stretch across on robot mode. So we take these tiger's claw here, and I presume, I didn't check to see if any of these bits needed unscrewing up, but I think they all just come on push fit, really. Oh blimey. Any kind of spodger around here. Well, the bit's come off, not the bit I wanted to. This is where the chaos is coming in. Feels like you need fingernails for this kind of work. A bit of plastic. Try and convince it to pop off. So I'm getting to that stage now where I'm like, is this going to pop off, or am I just going to actually just rip the plastic? So I'm just going to chaos is the come on, it's almost off. Yeah, there you go, that's off. And then so you get the difference. This is the old one, this is the new one, which ironically the new one has more gaps in it. It might be bigger, more impressive. I don't know, I think this one doesn't have any gaps in it. It's got those little toe beans and a bit more sculpt work on the actual knuckles, but yeah, this is bigger and more impressive, so it's kind of, you've got to kind of tie that up, and that goes on though quite smoothly. So now we've had that one off. Let's try and get that one. There you go. It's a better time, and again, exactly the same. What's this one? This is what we call sod's law, where one of them comes off easier. When it comes off, it takes a while to come off, but was quick to come on. You know what I'm saying? And the other one seemed easier to pop off, but harder to pop on. So let's try and neaten this guy up. Yeah, he's got bigger bits on his shoulder now. Move this back up. Okay, now then, the next upgrade is just taking these cannons off and replacing them with these cannons. So again, the original cannon are like this, and the replacement cannons are like this. So a bit longer, a bit more sculpted, got this sight on them, less less holes and stuff in them. So they can either go like so. What you would notice though, that because these are painted, they unpainted metallic, whereas these are a plastic, a non-metallic plastic posing as a metallic. They don't quite match the colour of the housing around them, but they do seem to match the colour of the painted feathers. So you've got those, and then you can take these off anyway, as you can with a figure, and use them to make his iconic Tigerhawk gun thing. We'll take those off for now, put those back up here. Like so. We'll get to the next bit, which is this shoulder bit here. Now, I thought when I got the kit that they'd just slot the helmet into this slot here that was kind of left on there anyway. Like they kind of had thought about giving him the helmet for Tiger mode, but just didn't end up coming into the final budgeting. But you do actually have to remove this piece. Oh joy. Which is again another one that's clipped on, and that came off super easy, which means this replacement part over here, when I get these, you can see, and again this is painted white, and this is painted white that came with the original, and this is white plastic, so the whites don't quite match, but I think the white does match the white of the plastic of the figure. So let's see, one of these clip in, and that clips in super easy and fits like a glove, which is a shame because it's his head. Oh, the old jokes, the best. And so with that now installed, we can put the helmet in play. So that was a port there, a port there. I think that's how it goes. Apparently so. That doesn't seem like it's going to fit over his actual tiger head. But trust in the process, I presume. That's how it looks in robot mode. We're just going to have to assume that it works in Tigerhawk mode as well. And so it does come with this extra piece. It wasn't advertised on the box. It was like a little bonus. And that's the same thing again, but this time in a more translucent plastic. And that translucent plastic is a lot more battle cat coloured than this one is. So yeah, it does. It looks cool, but it also just doesn't match any of the other colours of the figure. Well, that's kind of where we're at with Tigerhawk. Silverbolt, there's less pieces, but I think there's some fundamentally cool pieces with Silverbolt. So first up is we're going to remove his tail feather. Let's see. Yep, that comes off, tail feather off. And we get this piece. It's going to come on over here. And this is going to just extend it, because people who own this figure know that when he's in his bird dog mode, the tail feather isn't long enough to cover the ass end of the wolf, so you can just see the obvious like robot parts there. So now that's going to cover that, because you get the tail feather. And unlike with Tigerhawk, where I've now got bits that I'm like, oh, what am I going to do with these? Because you know we've got all these spare bits that we don't use anymore. That you actually reuse the tail feather. Let's see, let's get that to make sure that's clipped in all the way. See, so now fold up. It's a bit more of a backpack, but sacrifices need to be made to improve your figures. Next up is we're going to remove wings, I believe. So we remove this entire wing units. We remove. And we get these new wing unit pieces that I'm gonna click on. And again. Yeah, so we've got these replacement parts, which for a company that sells gap figures for Transformers, there's a lot of gap in there. You know what I mean? It's kind of, you know, your bread and butter is filling these in on Transformers figures, and then when you make a piece yourself, you put all those gaps in it. Which is a bit, it's annoying. So we then get the wings we removed. So well, that's what I like about the Silverbolt kit, is that you're not losing anything. Everything's just additional. And we're going to plug those back in to really kind of like beef up his wingspan. It does mean you can do a proper now we can do some proper like over the shoulder wing kind of maneuvers, so like he did in the show where he could fire his wing tips off by going like that. So got this absolutely massive wingspan on him, which is joyous. Yeah, it's giving him a bit more of a backpack with that, but it's gonna, in bird dog mode, it's gonna pay off to have all that kind of installed. You know, this bit keeps falling off. Now, I'm sure it just needs to clip in properly, and not just the curse of doing it on video. Well, yeah. Aside from those obvious, like, it just makes all these gaps now. The wings so much bigger. It does make the gaps in the kit and in the actual bit that came from the figure more obvious, especially when you're a company that sells gap fillers. That's atrocious, but it does match. But I quite would have liked if they would have had, you know, their own part pieces without gaps and had a gap filler for those bits. But I could see why that it's so chaotic, all those gaps in the original. That I don't think you could design something that would neatly fill that in. You'd need to have like so many just little feather parts that you have to kind of like jigsaw puzzle in, rather than having, whereas with Tigerhawk you had that one solid piece that just went in there and filled that cavern. Those wings are just too kind of, the holes are just too chaotic, I think, to get that in. But yeah, I just, Silverbolt with that wingspan, that is just c'est magnifique. Yeah, so you know, I'm happy I got it. I'm not going to be kind of rushing out getting more upgrade kits for Transformers, because I kind of like them the way they are, and the ones that I expect to be perfect are the higher end figures, which you're paying that price for anyway. So I think rather than I think getting a Transformer figure, like a chug figure, a retail figure, and then paying all that extra money to get for upgrade kits, you might as well just buy a more premium figure. We've got a lot of things on the market nowadays, but occasionally, if you're feeling right, you could treat your figures to a little upgrade kit. It's up to you at the end of the day. It might not necessarily be for me, but if it's for you, knock your socks off, because freedom of choice and all that. Anyway, be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes, because you deserve it. Bestow! Bestow!